The boat hit a rough patch of water and the buckets flipped over. No one reacted much, for this happened fairly often. It's always the way. Soon some men would bring down a big pot of rice for everyone to eat. It was all the food they were ever served, some rice, scraps of fish, maybe some stew made from the better cuts of meat left over from first and second class. Consider yourself lucky to be eating this, Xiaowei said to Poi early on. At least we got real Chinese food. Upstairs is nothing but white people food. Xiaowei gripped his stomach and pantomimed a cat coughing up a fur ball. In steerage, you could barely get a cup of water. The men had to line up at certain times a day just to drink some water. Once a day in the evening, a big bucket of hot water was brought down for everyone to clean their bowl. You were expected to bring your own mug and bowl on the voyage. Poi was lucky that Xiaowei had packed extra. He was prepared. Weeks passed, and the close-knit cliques were as taut as a ship's sail. Xiaowei, Poi, and Gao became inseparable. They passed the time together, sometimes in silence, sometimes with efforts to distract one another. Sometimes they'd play mahjong with pieces that Gao had brought with him. Other times, Gao would sing them a song in a baritone so deep that it almost sounded as if he'd swallowed the ship's foghorn. I suffer leaving my mother, floating on a journey across land and sea. At the mountain I take my chances. Sorrow is to be so far away from home. Gao, this is too depressing, Xiaowei said. I don't think you're even getting the lyrics right. So we'll stop there, and I'll read a little bit from the author's note, because I always like to explain sort of what my goal was in writing this book. But I'm leaving out parts of the author's note, so if you buy a copy of it, don't skip ahead and read it, because there's spoilers in it. I'm leaving the spoilers out. Okay. When I set out to write Hollow Bamboo, for the better part of a year, I wrote nothing. I chalked it up to the fact that I'm a distractible procrastinator. But I was also contemplating the question, who am I to tell this story? This tale detailing race, unjust labor, hardships, violence, tragedies, and occasional triumphs for the early Chinese community of Newfoundland and Labrador. Although it was the story of my family, it was a story I felt uncertain about telling, though if not me, who would tell the story of my grandfather? 2 generations out and just 1/4 Chinese, I find these qualities of my mixed racialized experiences curious, untidy, and difficult to distill in any simple metric. It came to me in the shower on an autumnal morning to frame the story with a severe and stylized first-person frame, a move to be as transparent as possible in instructing the reader just what privileges distinguish me and my experiences from those in our community who experience racialization more often and in different degrees than I do in my very comfortable life. I aim to render my fictional self, in unflattering and inarguable terms, a white-passing idiot. I'm not as ignorant as the fictionalized version of myself, however useful he is in establishing my privilege and relaying a fantastic historical imagining of my grandfather's life. In contrast to what Fo Will says in the first chapter, I have in fact seen several anime shows, enjoyed most of them, and even know they're from Japan, not China. But worry not, dear reader, I'm sure I'm still a colossal asshole in other ways. My writing practice continues to develop and deepen, and I strive to continue to engage meaningfully with my fellow Asian Canadian artists across this sometimes antagonistic, sometimes nurturing country of unlikelihoods. For the rest of the novel, or for most of the novel rather, much of the narrative was informed by deep research into contemporaneous newspapers, newsreels, and speeches from politicians, among other historical documents. Despite the light touch throughout, writing this novel was a difficult, emotionally heavy process. Having to read and imagine terrible acts of racially motivated violence daily, and to in turn craft language to reflect the worst of my grandfather's experiences was a solemn task. Much of the novel was written during the early days of the pandemic, and it became clearer than ever that these violent acts are still ongoing, with an increase in xenophobia against Asians in light of misplaced blame for the virus. It's easy to dismiss what happened to my grandfather and his contemporaries in this book as some tragic footnote from long ago, but it's not. The importance of the first-person frame is not only to signal to you, the reader, up front exactly who I am. It's to tell you that it's not just a story of my grandfather surviving precarious migration, racism, and violence in the yesteryear. It's a story of us all struggling with how precarious justice and equity are to this day. Thank you.
Our last reader for this evening is, we welcome back, the incomparable Bridget Canning, who was here maybe 2-3 years ago, Bridget. Canning's debut novel, The Greatest Hits of Wanda James, was a finalist for the 2017 BML Winterset Award, the Margaret and John Savage First Book Award, and the NL Fiction Award, and it was longlisted for the Dublin International Literary Award. It is currently being adopted for film. Her second novel, Some People's Children, was a finalist for the 2020 BMO Winterset Award and the Thomas Randall Award. Her most recent work, a critically acclaimed book of short stories titled No One Knows About Us, was a finalist for the Alistair MacLeod Award for Short Fiction. Bridget holds an MA in Creative Writing from Memorial University and a Master's of Literacy Education from Mount St. Vincent University. In 2019, she received the CBC Emerging Artist Award for Arts NL. She lives in St. John's, where she writes and teaches. Please welcome Bridget Canning.
Thanks so much, Lisa. Can everyone hear me okay? I teach, so I can't start talking unless I'm sure everyone can hear and see me. I just wanted to say thank you to Robin and all the organizers for inviting me here once again. I love this area. This is one of my favorite areas of the province. One of my close friends has a cabin in Western Bay, and I think the first time I was out here was about 10 years ago, and I just grab every opportunity to come out here. And I've been here for this festival and as well as the Fireman's Ball, and it's always such a wonderful, beautiful time. I'm going to read a story from No One Knows About Us. This is my third novel in my first short story collection, and whenever I'm writing something, I usually try to explore, sometimes maybe, especially things with fear. If something frightens me, I usually try to write about it. So this particular story, there are 4 stories in the book that are all told from a point of view of someone who's had their entire stomach surgically removed. So it's actually called a prophylactic gastrectomy. So in an earlier story, they explain the reason for this. So they have a gene that gives them a high chance of getting a certain type of stomach cancer. And so once they have their stomach removed, for the narrator, their lack of stomach means they don't feel fear as intensely anymore. They don't have all those little nerves and triggers and things that happen when you're nervous. And once they aren't feeling fear, they almost kind of see it as a little bit of a superpower, and they find themselves acting out in these little kind of vigilante activities. So they're like a really low-budget Batman, right? So throughout these stories, they're on disability, they're recovering from their surgery, and they've been house-sitting and couch surfing with different friends. This story, they're in downtown St. John's, and they're house-sitting for a friend who's on a three-week rotation in Western Canada. This story is called Gutless Bravado Part 3. At Julia's this time, I continue my practice of sprawling on the couch after eating, and sometimes I end up in a 3-hour nap. But no matter what, I wake up at the crepuscular times, dusk or dawn. Julia's couch is burgundy, and it reminds me of a thick slice of organ meat, like liver or tongue. From the living room location, I watch the wedge of sky between the curtain rod and the window frame. Sometimes the sky appears brown before it makes this decision to go bright or dark, and I think about other animals that become active at these transitions. Moose and bats, birds and fish. Bugs rise out of their slumber to orbit puddles and ponds. Crepuscular is one of those words that feel good in your mouth, like a quality baguette and sharp cheese. Although it's still hard to eat bread, gluten in general is difficult. Julia got a machinist apprenticeship out west, so I get another free place to stay. It reassures her to have a presence in the house, lights and movement and a regular gutting of the mailbox. And I feed her cat and keeps things less dusty. Once my weight goes back up and stays stable for a couple of months, I can look at getting work. But for now, I take supplements and short walks. I drink herbal tea and eat slowly. I watch crap TV shows. Recovery takes resigned boredom. And at least the cat is content. I'm a warm mattress and a source of scraps. Julia has no backyard or deck, but there's a public green space behind her house, a small parking area edged by lawn. It's poorly maintained. The lawn slopes down and ends at a fence lined with clusters of used coffee cups and empty cigarette packs. There's a park bench with an overflowing bucket of cigarette butts. There is one garbage can, usually packed with dog poop bags. But there are trees, and they are all tall and leafy and calming. Sheila, the neighbor on the right, likes to smoke her joints on the park bench and complain about city council. She has skinny arms and legs that project off her barrel belly and big boobs. She dyes her hair a strawberry blonde. It's kind of verges on brassy, and she dyes for a tanning bed. She is overall compact and kind of orange. If I see her outside, I might join her with one of my own joints. It's good for me to talk to people. Sheila says she leaves weekly messages about the state of the green space on the 311 service. Empty the garbage, mow the lawn. Would it kill them to plant a few flowers? Can we get a cleanup crew for the spring litter? Nothing happens. It's so over-unionized down at City Hall, Sheila says, that everyone has to wait for the person assigned to do each individual job to do that, even though you could get the whole place cleaned up in less than a day. We smoke our joints and shake our heads. What a bunch. I get the idea when I see the push mower on Kijiji. No one can complain about the grass being cut late or early if there's no noise. It would give me something to do when I wake up at dawn. I could mow the grass, I could put in some plants. I like the idea of people waking up and finding things transformed, like Christmas morning or controlled demolition. One day the grass will be cut, the next a row of pansies. Will anyone ask questions? Would they assume the city did it? Maybe the neighbors would joke about a magic gardener elf. My friend Dean told me that when he planted trees up in northern BC, they would trim the shovel blades on the sides for digging and flipping the soil quickly. Dean says he also knows a guy who works at botanical gardens who has piles of hostas he can't use. There is space for at least 30 or 40 hostas down the slope and along the fence. If I clean up the garbage, down there at first, Julia has about 4 snow shovels in her basement, and I take the rustiest one to get cut down. Get gardening gloves, 2 bags of Miracle-Gro planting soil. The push mower is really cheap. I wake up just after 6 in the evening. The shadows lengthen outside. My belly feels tight from the pasta I had for supper. When I turn on TV, there's a story on NTV about a coyote that's been spotted downtown. There's a cell phone video of it. It's lanky and gray-brown. It trots casually down Kings Road and sniffs around the ice cream store. When I go out for a toke with Sheila, she says she's keeping her cat inside from now on. That's what they go for, she says. Her sister in Alberta told her coyotes killed a whole colony of feral cats and lived off them for months. Sheila licks her fingertip and lays it on the canoeing embers of her joint. It's weird that it's by itself, I say. Maybe its pack was killed off. Too bad it's not out in Airport Heights, says Sheila. It might do something about the rats out there. On Tuesday evening, I make a spinach salad, but I can only get half of it down. I'm so tired afterwards, I drop off to sleep on the couch with my arms folded behind my head, and they lose circulation. And my brain thinks it's armless and screams itself awake. I have to bring my arms down slowly. They are empty and aching. And when they thaw out, I take my newly sharpened shovel out for this night's plantings. There's only one light post in the space. I figure I can pick up litter and get to the bottom of the slope done tonight without being noticed. The shovel goes in quickly and I get a nice rhythm going. Plunge, dig, pat, drop. The soil separates like tangled hair. It's quiet enough in the green space to focus on the ripping sounds, the cool air on my arms, the scent of uncovered earth and moisture. I don't see the coyote until I'm finished. It creeps by the side of the fence. Its face is gray-brown and mottled, and its eyes are yellow. It freezes when it sees me looking, and it takes 2 steps and slinks away. I follow it, and it disappears in the alley across the street and slips under a house. There's a for sale sign. All the windows are dark and musty. I peek around the space where it went under the house. It looks like an unfinished basement. When I go to bed, I think about the coyote. People walk dogs in the green space all the time. There are cats around, compost piles in backyards, early morning garbage. Coyotes are scavengers. There's an elementary school nearby. How many daycare centers are around? Formal establishments and private ones run out of people's houses. There's a dance school down the street. There's a rotation of sex workers standing in the bottom of Longs Hill every night, all of them thin and tired looking. Dominion has Purina on for half price. I get a big stack and bring over a few handfuls. I leave a little pile just close to where the coyote disappeared. What am I thinking? There's kind of a curiosity with elements of greed and boredom. I don't want to tame the coyote, but I want its presence. I want it to mistrust everybody but me. I'll be the only one it allows within a 6-foot radius, and it will follow me from a distance. I'll reward it with scraps, and because of me, it won't bother local cats and small dogs, our relationship will have a greater benefit for the community and help the animal itself. If it's well-fed and non-destructive, there's less chance it will be a target of knee-jerk panic and trophy hunters. And I know I am rationalizing this, but I also know when it comes down to the morality of it, I don't really care that much. Every night, I leave small piles of dry dog food by the basement entrance and at the edge of the fence. And in the daytime, I check the piles. They're always gone. I don't know if it's a coyote or dogs. On the 5th night, I see the coyote a second time. It is early dawn, and the light is turning mauve. As I place the handful of dog food on the ground, I see its eyes shining from 20 feet away. It sits on its haunches, watching me. It doesn't move as I straighten, but when I take a small step closer, it hops to its feet, ready to go. I turn and walk away, hoping to give off signals of peace and trust. I wish I'd had a good look at it. I wonder if it's gained weight. Sheila doesn't mention the changes to the green space, but she points at a knapsack left by the park bench. Probably someone stopped for a smoke and forgot it, I say. Oh no, she says, that one's been gutted. That's the 3rd bag she's found this year. Thieves break in the cars by the Masonic Temple and go through them, and then they dump the backpacks. Sheila opens it up. There are bound manuals inside, somebody's school notes. Shitty for a student to lose all their things. The police should put up a security camera, I say. The cops are worse than city council, Sheila says. They don't investigate car break-ins. Even though I guarantee it's the same group of skeets every night, I don't understand the police. It's like if they fix the problem, they'll raise the bar, and they'll actually be expected to do things. I spot the thief that night. I'm crouched in the back fence, low to the soil, pushing a hosta into the ground with my fingertips. The thief wears a jacket and cargo pants that look gray in the darkness. His head is shaved and his pale face is creased and sunken from a life of chemicals. He carries 2 backpacks. I keep my breath light and maintain my pose. I'm just doing some gardening. It would be counterproductive to make me an issue. The thief lays the backpacks on the park bench. He yanks out papers and books and lets them slide to the ground. He takes something small and white from a side pocket. Maybe it's an iPhone. He finds some change and stuffs it into his jacket. It's casual now when he walks away. I rub soil between my fingers and I wonder about his potential for aggression. How far will he go to take what he needs? Breaking into cars is pretty easy, really. Like Sheila says, cops shrug it off. I could do it too, if I wanted. People park down overnight on downtown streets show up hungover on Sunday mornings to get their vehicles. How much can you really get from the average car? I'd have to know what to look for and to be quick with tools. How fast could I remove a car stereo? I need to know how to jiggle a door handle with nonchalance, bust a windshield into blue bits with one bang. It sounds like a lot of effort for a little payoff, so I better leave it for the desperate. It's after 4 on a Saturday morning when I see the thief and his girlfriend get in a fight. I'm taking a break with a joint on the bench. I have a clear view of the street through the lane leading out, and I see her pass. She walks with arms folded, taking furious scissor steps. She has bright blonde hair with roots so dark they make a bullseye of the top of her head, and she concentrates on the ground. Wait, he calls, stop. She doesn't stop. She waves back with one outstretched hand, middle finger up. He follows her, moving in a slow, exaggerated swagger, pausing to glance up at the darkened windows of Julia's neighbors. He passes my view, and half a minute later, I hear their voices ping off the pavement like small, yapping dogs. Come on, don't talk to me. Come on, Lily. On Monday afternoon, Sheila comes over to tell me the house across the street from hers was broken into right in the middle of the day. The owner was in his background setting up for a barbecue, and the front door was unlocked for his expected guests. The thief or thieves walked right in and took the laptop off the kitchen table. When is Julia coming back, she asked me. Thursday, I said. She's lucky she has you, Sheila said. Obviously some arseholes around looking for vulnerable spots. She gives me a hard look. She's probably seen me outside at night. I have 3 nights to finish up the green space. The grass is mowed, and a row of hostas line the back fence with the lawn slopes down. There's a bare patch of dirt behind the park bench, and I have time to put in a little newspaper garden back there, some flowers, a little surprise for the eyes. I pick up a bag of mulch and flyers from Julia's recycling bin. I eat an exhausting meal of steak and broccoli, which renders me fetal on the burgundy couch, balled up like a cyst on a piece of kidney. On the last night, I put the finishing touches on the flower bed. It's a neat rectangle surrounded by beach rocks. Little marigolds peek up from the mulch. I pat down the sides with the edge of my shovel. I open the side door and put in the unused flyers, and I see the girl, Lily, standing on the other side of the street. She stares at her phone, texting. I can't see her expression, but there's something about her shoulders that suggests the verge of tears. I pretend I'm examining the shovel for cleanliness or something while keeping my eyes on her. She is a stereotype of vulnerable. Maybe she's not okay. Maybe I should call someone. There's a clicking sound around the corner where Sheila's front door is. I pull up the hood of my sweatshirt over and walk out to take a look. The thief is turning the knob on Sheila's door and opening it, his jagged profile leaning into the line of darkness between the door and the frame. "What are you doing?" I say. "Jesus," he says. He jumps back from the door. He glares across the street at Lily. She was supposed to be watching out. "I'm going into my house," he says. "That's not your house." "It isn't." He leans back and looks up the window. "Oh, you're right, it's not. My bad." "I think you better get out of here," I say. The thief points at the shovel in my hand. "What are you?" he says. "The midnight gardener." "It's way past midnight." Lily crosses over the street to us. "Jordan," she says, "let's get out of here." "Let's go, please," she says. She passes her hand through her two-toned hair. She is trying not to look at me. "What do you do with stupid girls, Jordan?" the thief says to me. "You look like you're ready to bury them." She pulls on his sleeve. "Stop saying my name," he says. He pushes her away. She falls down hard on her butt. "Ow, ow, 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 ow." He stomps his foot close to her, making her scooch away. "You shouldn't do that." "You need to mind your own business, gardener," he says. He stomps at Lily once more, and I step forward. "You're making her scared." "I think I should make you scared," he says. His pupils are dilated in the dim light like glass buttons in his white face. "What scares you?" he says. He reaches out 2 fingers to poke me in the belly, right where my incision star meets my navel. I bring the shovel down in front of me to shield myself as his hand comes forward. But the reflex is much faster than I imagine. There's a clipping sound and a flash of red and 2 splats on the sidewalk. Jordan, the thief, wails. I look down, and there are the fingertips of his index and middle fingers, 2 white and red blobs on the pavement. The physics is really quite astonishing. Of course the shovel would be extra sharp, cut down as it is. Lily says, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God." Jordan clutches his bleeding hand, moaning and panting. I dash into the green space down the slope by the fence. I can't have them see me go into Julia's house. Jordan and Lily's voices are urgent, but getting distant. I sneak up behind the park bench. I can see their crouched backs retreating down the street. She's helping him walk. How many witnesses are there? I should call the cops. I should save the fingertips. I'll go in the house, and I'll grab a tea towel and some ice. A low grayish shape emerges from the shadows close to where Lily was standing. The coyote trots across the street. It gobbles up Jordan's fingertips in 2 quick chomps and keeps moving. When I reach Julia's door, it is already gone. Inside, I check all the locks twice, and I sit on the couch with the curtains drawn. Julia's cat purrs in my lap. I listen and wait. It's easy to hold still with a cat on you. I try not to flinch with sounds of oncoming vehicles. Maybe it's Jordan coming back, maybe one of his friends, but no one stops. When the light between the curtain and the window begins its browning into mauve, I lie down. Julia will be home in the afternoon in a few hours. After I sleep, I'll make sure the place is clean for her. I'll call my sister, tell her I'll be over for supper. Next week, I might start looking for a job, look at some listings. It's probably about time I did. After all this gardening and fresh air, perhaps I'm stronger than I thought. Thank you.
Thank you, Bridget. That was riveting. I kind of feel I know that neighborhood. I don't know what. We're going to take a break now. I do want to have a little call out to our staff that we have here this weekend that we couldn't have done this festival without. We have Jeff Giles doing audio. We have, thank you, he's done an amazing job. We have Lauren Vanderbrook doing photography. She's here somewhere. We have board members Maggie Heenahan and Lynn Henley, who are here. Thank you, guys. And our amazing Robin Breen, who's our intrepid coordinator, whose birthday is today. So happy birthday, Robin, and thank you for everything.
If you have a comment about this program, we'd love to hear it. Email or call us, or send us your feedback through social media.
In baseball, there's nothing more important than making it home.
George Springer has tied the game.
Doesn't matter how you get there.
It's gone!
But I do it with style.
Boy, has he got some kind of power.
And a little swagger, too.
Because no matter where you happen to be,
Oh, what a play!
There's only one place.
Got it!
Jays fans call home.
Sportsnet. Sportsnet.
Sportsnet.
Sportsnet, home of the Blue Jays. With clubs, leagues, and courts in every province and territory across Canada, squash is the sport for wall-to-wall fun, fitness, and friendship. From coast to coast to coast. Learn to play, and you'll want to do it every day. Squash. Play inside the box. With clubs, leagues, and courts in every province and territory across Canada, squash is the sport for wall-to-wall fun, fitness, and friendship. From coast to coast to coast. Learn to play, and you'll want to do it every day. Squash. Play inside the box.
This is Rogers TV.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Gander and Lions TV Bingo on Rogers Community Channel and on RogersTV.com. This week's exciting jackpot is $1,146 in 53 numbers or less, and this week's consolation prize is $200. Before we get started, this evening an important note that this will be our last TV Bingo for the month of August. Gander and Lions TV Bingo will resume on September 3rd. Cards for our September 3rd Bingo will be for sale at our bingo outlets the week before. We appreciate your support and we look forward to TV Bingo in September. Okay, let's get started with our first game. The first game is our kite. That's on your blue colored card, and there are no ends, and it's for $100. I-19. I-19. G55. G55. B14. 14. G46. G46. G49. G49. I30. I30. I16. I16. O70. O70. B3. B3. I17. I17. We'd like to thank our volunteers from the Seniors 50 Plus Club tonight for answering our phones. We have Dan and we have Bruce. And on computer night is King Lion Graham. I17. O71. O71. Just a reminder, please bring your winning card to Kelly's Corner Store tomorrow after 1 p.m. O71. I27. 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 I-25. like to thank our big outlets, Canadian Tower Gas Bar, Fraser's Pub, Foodland, Friends Lounge, Gander Co-op, here at the Gander Lions Club, Kelly's Corner Store, Mainly Mags, Mr. T's, Needs Northeast, and Needs on Elizabeth. I-25. We have a phone call on I-25. Let's go bingo. We'll see if there's any more callers. Okay, we have one winner for this game, and the winner is Elizabeth Companion, and she got her cards at Mr. T's. Congratulations. That's $100. Game number 1 is now closed. We're going to move on now to game number 2, which is one straight line. It's on your orange card, and it's for $125. N38. N38. G59. G59. B4. B4. O71. O71. I-17. I-17. This evening, the Gander Lions Club donated $1,000 to the Salvation Army Food Bank and $1,000 to the Gander and Area Food Bank. As hunger is one of our global causes, the Gander Lions Club continues to donate locally and support organizations and programs to help fight hunger and food insecurity. We have a phone call on I-17. That's a good bingo. We'll see if there's any more winners. Okay, we have one winner for this game, and the winner is Josephine Lane, and she purchased her cards at Mr. T's. Congratulations, that's $125. Game number 2 is now closed. We're going to move on now to game number 3. This is your small picture frame. There are no B's and no O's, and it's on your green card for $150. I-23. I-23. N-32. N-32. G-50. G-50. I-24. I-24. G-47. G-47. N-43. N-43. I-30. I-30. G-49. G-49. N-35. N-35. G-58. G-58. G-53. G-53. N-37. N-37. G-46. G-46. I-27. I-27. N-36. N-36. The Gander Lions Club continues to collect used eyeglasses. If you have glasses you would like to donate, we have eyeglass collection boxes in the following locations: Lowe Optical, FYI Doctors, Dr. Chung's office, James Payton Memorial Hospital, and Lakeside Homes. N36. I-20. I-20. Again, I'd like to honor winners. Please bring your winning card to Kelly's Corner Store tomorrow after 1 p.m. I-20. I-28. 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 G52. We have a phone call on G52. False alarm. G52. N38. N38. An important note that this will be our last TV bingo for the month of August. There's a breakage for 3 weeks, and Gander Lions TV bingo will resume on September 3rd. Cards for September 3rd bingo will be for sale at our bingo outlets the week before. We appreciate your support and we look forward to TV Bingo in September. N38. N33. Graham. N33. Just 1 second here now. Sorry about that. N40. Computer person is N40. Hang on, Graham. And 40. I-21. I-21. We have a phone call on I-21. That's a good bingo. We'll see if there's any more winners. we have two winners for this game, and the winners are Desmond Osmond got his card at Mr. T's. Rebecca Francis got our cards at Kelly's Corner Store. Congratulations. That's $75 each. Game number 3 is now closed. We're going to move on to game number 4, which is your 2 straight lines on your yellow card for $150. B7. B7. G50. G50. O71. O71. I23. I23. I28. I28. B2. B2. B12. B12. I21. I21. O64. O64. G58. G58. N42. N42. B11. B11. O69. O69. N32. N32. G51. G51. I16. I16. Like to thank our bingo outlets again. Canadian Tire Gas Bar, Fraser's Pub, Foodland, Friends Lounge, Gander Co-op, the Gander Lions Club, Kelly's Corner Store, Mainly Mags, Mr. T's, Needs Northeast, and Needs on Elizabeth. I-16. B15. B15. Remind our winners, please bring your winning card to Kelly's Corner Store tomorrow after 1 p.m. B15. Oh, 66. Oh, 66. N37. 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 G53. 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 I-24. 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 G59. Oh, we have a phone call on I-24. False alarm. This evening, the Gander Lions Club donated $1,000 to the Salvation Army Food Bank and $1,000 to the Gander and Area Food Bank. As hunger is one of our global causes, the Gander Lions Club continues to donate locally and support organizations and programs to help fight hunger and food insecurity. G59. N34. N34. We're playing for 2 straight lines on your yellow card. N34. O73. O73. We got a phone call on 073. Let's go bingo. We'll see if there's any more winners. Okay, we have one winner for that game. The winner is Josephine Lane. Got her card at Mr. T's. Congratulations. That's $150. The next game, game number 4 is now closed, 2 straight lines. Moving on now to game number 5, our full card. That's your pink card for $500. B4. B4. G52. G52. B15. B15. B3. B3, G57, G57, G56, G56, O72, O72, O71, O71, N41, N41, I28, I28, N32, N32, O75, O75, B8, B8, O62, O62, G51, G51, I20, I20, G55, G55, I26, I26, B9, B9, G47, G47, N45, N45, I19, I19, O74, O74, O63, O63, N31, N31. G49. G49. N35. N35. G58. G58. O69. O69. B11. B11. B7. B7. G60. G60. G50. G50. I-25. I-25. O70. O70. B6. B6. I-24. I-24. O68. O68. B10. B10. O61. O61. I-27. I-27. B5. B5. B13. B13. I-18. I-18. O65. O65. O66. O66. G46. G46. G48. G48. O73. O73. I30. I30. Thank our bingo outlets again: Canadian Tower Gas Bar, Fraser's Pub, Foodland, Friends Lounge, Gander Co-op, here at the Gander Lions Club, Kelly's Corner Store, Mainly Mags, Mr. T's, Needs Northeast, and Needs on I30. G53. G53. I16. I16. N36. N36. N37. N37. Remind our winners, please bring your winning card to Kelly's Corner Store tomorrow after 1 p.m. N37. N42. 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 I23. I23. I'd like to take the volunteers for the 50 Senior 50 Plus Club tonight for answering our phones. We have Dan and Bruce, and King Long and Graham is on computer. I-23. N33. 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 N43. N43. The Gander Lions Club continues to collect used eyeglasses. If you have eyeglasses you would like to donate, we have eyeglass collection boxes at the following locations: Logue Optical, FYI Doctors, Dr. Chung's office, James Pate Memorial Hospital, and Lakeside Homes. N43. B2. 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 O67. O67. Someone gotta be getting close now. O67. We have a phone call on 067. Go bingo. We'll see if there's any more winners. Okay, we have one winner for this game, and the winner is Ted Companion. Got his card at Mr. T's. Congratulations. That's $500. Game number 5 is now closed. We're going to move on now to game number 6, our escalating jackpot, and that's for $1,146 in 53 numbers or less, with a consolation prize of $200. This is on your gray colored card. Oh, 61. Oh, 61. I-30. I-30. B6. B6. N39. N39. N34. N34. B10. B10. I-26. I-26. N41. N41. B2. B2. N38. N38. I-23. I-23. B7. B7, N35, N35, B14, B14, B3, B3, N43, N43, O70, O70, N36, N36, B8, B8, O67, O67, N37, N37, G48, first G, G48, B9, B9, B5, B5, O75, O75, O65, O65, G54, G54, O63, O63, B12, B12, G50, G50, G49, G49, G60, G60, O64, 064. 071. 071. I-17. 17. I-16. I-16. 068. 068. 074. 074. I-25. 25. N40. 40. 073. 073. B1. 1. G57. 57. N45. 45. G56. 56. I-28. 28. I-22. 22. B4. 4. 066. 066. B13. 13. G52. 52. 072. 072. And your 53rd number for $1,146. 069. 069. Moving on now for our consolation prize of $200. I-19. I-19. G53. G53. Just a reminder that this will be our last TV bingo for the month of August. Gander Lions TV bingo will resume on September 3rd. Cards for our September 3rd bingo will be for sale at our bingo outlets the week before. We appreciate your support and we look forward to TV bingo in September. G53. G59. 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 N33. N33. I'd like to thank Tony down at Rogers and Roger for keeping us on the air and taking care of us. N33. I-18. I-18. We have a phone call on I-18. Let's go bingo. We'll see if there's any more winners. Okay, we have one winner for that game. The winner is Grace Hussey. Buttercart Lions Club played upstairs. Congratulations. That's $200. Game number 6 is now closed. We'd like to thank everyone for joining us with Gander Lions TV Bingo. Please tune in on September 3rd for our next bingo in 3 weeks' time. Everybody stay safe and have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much.
About this program, we'd love to hear it. Email or call us or send us your feedback through social media.
This is Rogers TV.
After a night out with your friends, there's always options for getting home safely. You could call your BFF, your mom or dad, whoever you can count on for a safe ride home. You could call your favorite cab company or 1-888 taxi guy. Or you could use the Arrival Live smartphone app to help you choose your ride. Be it a friend, transit, or taxi, getting home safely is app easy. Now available for iOS and Android devices. Visit arrivallive.org to find out more. Arrival Live. Drive.
Let's go!
I'm taking her home with me.
You're watching Rogers TV.
I'm Wendell Clark with a word about winning. We all know it takes a team effort in any sport and with any challenge. You can be a part of the winning team that shuts out impaired driving. Whether you're out on the town or just hanging out with friends, drink responsibly. Always have a plan for a safe ride home for yourself, your family, and your friends. You'll be helping to shut out impaired driving.
Visit arrivallive.org to find out more. Arrival Live.
You're watching Rogers TV.